Wow, finally I'm making this video. This is the first time I've made this video content. In fact, it's the very first time I've made this type of content with this objective. And it's quite a bit of a shock to the system to suddenly find myself in a position like this. So yeah, bear with me today, because everything is going to be completely honest. I'm going to lay it out as clear as mud what's going on, because we're going to talk about the topic of Dungeon Master Burnout. And we're not just going to talk about Dungeon Master Burnout, we're actually going to talk to somebody who's had Dungeon Master Burnout, and I'm also going to say, guess what? It's happened to me. I've finally hit the wall, and I hit it hard in a way that you probably will be shocked by. So let's get on with this. If you haven't been watching my live streams in the past, look, if you're re-watching it, just look down in the description. It'll give you the start time. I always post the start time of my live streams, so you don't have to listen to my waffle near the end as I'm checking my sound and making sure everything is working correctly and I haven't botched anything up. If you're in part of the live stream right now, you can make comments, give feedback, because this will be a discussion. I'm going to talk very briefly about what's going on for me, and then I'm going to have a heart-to-heart talk to you about what's going on for me, because I am experiencing Dungeon Master Burnout. Okay, so let's get started. Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I'm going to talk about Dungeon Master Burnout. And I've burnt out myself, and I burnt out really hard. In fact, I am quite shocked as to how much of a burnout I've had, and mine is at a level that I would probably never have ever considered could possibly happen, because there's been so much going on. So I thought I would have a heart-to-heart talk to you about Dungeon Master Burnout. And often with my live streams, you don't see my face. What I do is I do my video and you don't see my face, and it's for a good reason. One, because it just makes it easier for me to do these things. But today, you get my face, and yes, you get the hat as well. So we're going to have a heart-to-heart. We're going to have a chat. We're going to have a talk about this. There are more than a few videos on the topic of Dungeon Master Burnout. And the thing with Dungeon Master Burnout, if you're wanting to know about it, is it's really rough, and it can have multiple levels, and it can affect you in ways other than just the game of Dungeons and Dragons. So let's talk about what it is. It's a point where, as a Dungeon Master, you just can't stomach the idea of doing it anymore, and often it's the experience of literally finding yourself hating the game. No, it sounds weird, but literally hating the game. All I see are problems with my games now. And I run a channel that talks about how to deal with those problems. So why am I experiencing that? There's lots of different reasons. One is probably the development of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. They have been very slow with the splat books and the supplements, but it is starting to show, and I noticed it a couple of weeks ago, and then I realized I've noticed it a few months back, that the game is becoming codified, and so it's driving me nuts. I'm dealing with players who are doing things and using elements from this book and that book, and I have control over that. But it was starting to annoy me, because I realized that actually now they're not using their brain anymore, and everything they do I find annoying, and everything's codified. They don't seem to be just using the basics, which is, attack, saving throw, skill checks, ability checks, using contests, using those and just using them in smart ways. Instead, everything is just a straight out fight. Whether they sneak up on it or not is beside the point. Whatever they're going to do, they're going to kill everything. And that is all the game was. And I was like, and I run a channel that talks about Dungeons and Dragons rules. Now, I would say, almost a monopoly on that. There are channels doing vastly better jobs of it than I am now. And I'm going to say who they are. Dungeon Dudes are high quality. They're a lot longer than my videos. but they're still high quality. They deal with the nuts and bolts. They get things right pretty much every single time, and they also they've got that interplay, that two-person thing. It's what Nerdarchy had. Nerdarchy and the interplay between two people was always very important, and I'm a one-off person. So my burnout isn't just about being a dungeon master. I'd almost considered throwing Dungeons and Dragons in completely and just deciding that maybe I should do something else. I realised that was a mistake, but often that's what's going to happen to you. If you get burnt out, you just want to just drop and leave everything. On top of that, and this is outside of Dungeon Master burnout, this is more related to what's happened to me. In the last year, I have been made redundant. My father has died. He was going to commit suicide, which fortunately he didn't. My grandmother has died. I have struggled to find work. I've found myself a job working at a home improvement store selling retail items at Mighty 10 Mega. I would never have guessed that that's what would happen to me. And finding another job other than that job has been very hard. I've been working all the weekends, Saturday, Sunday, right through. I haven't been able to see my family. My partner has left me. So that, on top of the fact that I've been having issues with the Dungeon Master stuff, and the fact that I've been running a channel that does a video every single day, I hit my burnout. And there it is. And there are a couple of things that you can do. I'm not going to be using them. I'm going to be using something else slightly different. But here's a few options for you, because we need to talk about the options that are available to you. And the first thing I'm going to say is, one, you can just walk away for a while. Come back to it some of the time. Take whatever amount of time you need to refresh yourself and find what you love about playing the game. And whether that's dungeon mastering or playing, it doesn't matter. You can just walk away. Or stop dungeon mastering and see if you can just play. That's often an option. Changing the game system has also been talked about. I believe in the chat right now, Hangman is talking about, he's just mentioned that he's going through that same experience and that he has shifted to the Marvel game. He's dungeon mastering Marvel. And that's certainly another option, going to a different system if you feel that will help you. Often it's not enough of a solution. I would say you go to your group and you say, look, I've had enough, I need a rest. I would like one of you to pick up and Dungeon Master, and I'm just going to sit back and play for now. Sometimes that's enough. Sometimes you just run out of ideas. There just isn't enough ideas that you really want to sort of incorporate into a game. And you need a space. So, now that we've talked about the basics, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be walking away from dungeon mastering for a while, which means that me giving advice on dungeon mastering seems rather ridiculous, but that's not to say that I won't do it, because my feedback is probably useful to somebody, not everybody, but somebody. I'm also going to take a break from the YouTube channel. I've been doing a video every day, and I started off live streaming. I can do it live streaming, but I can't do it with published videos, and I can't live stream because my internet is just not strong enough. They're doing too much work around where I am, and so it's breaking down. I'm going to wait until they bring in the fiber. When they bring in the fiber, I get 50 times more the speed. If I get 50 times more the speed, then I can go back to live streaming. Live streaming consumes less of my life. I work a full-time job. So I need to step away from that. Now, for those of you who are thinking, oh my God, does that mean there's no more videos for the next month or two or whatever period of time? It could well be. What I will tell you is I did shoot a lot of videos which I haven't edited, and so it's really dependent on whether I get enough energy together and will to actually spend the time to edit them. I did actually record a whole lot of stuff. Does that mean I'm going to walk away and stop D&D completely? No, probably not, but I'm going to take a back seat. I'm going to play. I'm going to be playing Storm King's Thunder with my home group on a Friday. I couldn't play with them on a Friday for quite some time, a couple of months. and somebody else is going to Dungeon Master, and I will play. And if I feel that I need more space, then I will probably step away from that completely. So you probably won't see me a lot. In fact, you'll probably see very little of me. So before this wraps up, what I want to do is sort of say that don't worry too much if it happens, because it does happen to everybody. It's happened to me before, but I've never had it occur to me at this level and in this way. And because I share so much of myself with social media and the public and with you, I guess it's just taken its toll, and I need to take a step back. So that's what I'm going to do. I didn't want to do it. Somebody said I should, and I think they were right. So we are going to have a quick discussion in the chat. I see there's a few comments, and I haven't actually finished what I want to talk about because there's a few things I want to show you, but I want to do that after I sort of wrap this up. Okay, so I'm going to do my final sign out, but I won't leave. I will discuss with you a few other things, and particularly with Hangman. Okay, so if you found this video helpful or informative, or at least enlightening about what is going on with Dungeons and Dragons for me as a Dungeon Master and HowtoDandD, then great, that's really good news. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, there's bound to be a video I have done in the past, and there might be a few videos in the future that you will find useful. If you hit the bell button, it will notify you when I am live, which will probably not be for months from now. I would say not at least until somewhere in July of this year, or when I publish a new video, which will probably be very sparse. I would expect if I publish anything, it would be once a week, back to the schedule that I had before, like most small YouTube channels do, rather than the breakneck speed of one every single day like I used to do. If you want to support my channel, you supported my channel by sitting here and listening to me rant and talk about Dungeon Master Burnout and my experience and how it's affected me, because I am a mess. I might look like I'm fine, but I'm unshaven. I am internally a mess, and I need to regroup. So you supported me by watching this video. You will continue to support me and this channel by watching more of my videos if you haven't watched them. There's like 500 plus. There's a lot of content there to watch if you're interested. I don't do Patreon, but down in the description I do have those, yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? The affiliate links, you know, Book Depository and Amazon, you can click them on there. I get a small commission when you buy stuff, and it's really not a big issue if you don't want to do it, okay? It's cool. I'm also an Amazon influencer, so apparently I have a storefront where I can recommend products, which I do. And I'm very honest about the ones that I think are worth your money, and the ones that aren't worth your money will never wind up on that list. And look, if you have questions, start putting them in the comments, because I'm going to go back to the comments. We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about Dungeon Master Burnout and my experience, and anybody else who wants to talk about it as well. And if you're not part of the live stream, down in the comments is where you want to put all your comments. I will still respond. Just because I'm going sort of silent for a little while does not mean I will not respond to your comments in the chat. Okay, if you have comments down in the comment section, I will keep responding to that. I am on social media, so you can follow me on Facebook. HowtoDandD is on Facebook. It has a Facebook group, and I will continue to respond to people who've put feedback on there as well. I use Twitter very rarely, but I use Facebook and YouTube a lot, and I will continue to be, I guess, give my 2 cents to you if you want it. And hey, till next time, stay well, look after yourself, and keep rolling those 20s. And if you need to take a rest, put the dice down for a little while. Okay, I'm not gone. We are going to have a discussion here, and there's quite a lot that I need to discuss, and Hangman has started talking about quite a few things. But what I want to do is I want to tell you what I shot. I shot a few videos, and right now in the chat box is your opportunity to tell me which ones I should focus on if I ever get enough energy together to edit them. So I did 2 monster tactic videos. I think I did the orca jelly and the black pudding. And if you would like to see them, if I get myself together, I will edit them and I will publish them. Okay? The problem is with those is I shot them in 4K video. Yeah, I know, 4K video. Which means they're going to take a long time to process. It's a long time. But I still did it. So if you're interested in those, let me know. I did still have a few videos that I've done on the Dungeons and Dragons feats from the Player's Handbook. I did a whole bunch, and I still have them. I just haven't edited. I haven't put them together into anything concise. So if you want them, let me know. I think they are the Dual Wielder and is it Defensive Duelist or something like that? Yeah, that's the one. In terms of Dungeon Master guide or advice videos that I might have pre-recorded, they're very old. If you want those, I will put them together. I can't even remember what they are. That's how old some of them will be. They're just sort of sitting there on my computer. The adventure that I love to hate and hate to love, and in other words, Wizards of the Coast made a book. I love the idea, I just do not like the execution. I did a video on Out of the Abyss. Yes, I did. I did Out of the Abyss. No, for those of you who might not know too much about me, I did it. I just don't know if I'm ready to edit it. So you need to let me know if you want that. I did a video on the Monster Vault for Dungeons and Dragons 4e. I know it's Dungeons and Dragons 4e. I realised this, but it's actually a pretty good book. If you want that, let me know. I did the Monster Manual 3 for Dungeons and Dragons 4e. I know 4e, why am I doing that? Do we really need that? Well, I still did it. I put in my 2 cents. If you want it, you let me know. I did Monster Manual number 2 for Dungeons and Dragons 4e. It's sitting there on my computer somewhere, or on my memory card. And I did the first one for Dungeons and Dragons 4e. So lots of Monster Manual videos are sitting around waiting for people who might be interested. And I got a package. I got a package in the mail. I did. And I have to say thank you to Frederick and Jennifer from Mystic Realm for sending me the package, because I opened it up and man, it made my day. It was so awesome. A lot of very cool terrain. Rocks, rubble, ruins, trees. And I did a video on that. And if you want to see that, you let me know. Okay, so let's talk about Dungeon Master Burnout, and let's have a chat with Hangman, because Hangman has actually been posting quite a lot of information, which I'm really glad. And thank you, Joseph, for putting in your 2 cents. Yeah, I'm just going to say I'm pretty rough as it is. It should be pretty clear that I am. So Hangman has been running a Marvel superhero RPG game. It's fast, it's simple. It's sort of like a lifestyle game, which I like the idea. I think it's a good idea to sort of try something else. I'm not going to be able to try something else. I think I literally, for me, I'm at that point where I have to step away completely from dungeon mastering for a while, and literally step away from the channel for a while, because it's so tied into being a dungeon master as it is. If that makes sense. What do you got here? Hangman. Here's Hangman's experience. For me, it was everything about being a DM. As I initially got into D&D to play as a player, but me and 4 friends each decided to play a rotating game, or run a rotation. And that's the same with my home group. The game that I run in public isn't like that. The game that I run at the Dainty Cafe in Auckland City is just me. And I did tell the group when I was saying, look, we're packing it up, this is it, we're done. I said, there's nothing stopping you from picking up and dungeon mastering, but I'm not going to be driving from Helensville to Auckland and I need to take a break. And of course my work shifts have changed. I know I have to work around retail now, which is rough. It's not standard hours at all. It's all the hours that nobody else really wants. They stopped. I didn't. So DM 16 years like this. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, I guess. You know, it's hard to walk away from it once you've been doing it for a really long time, isn't it, Hangman? I mean, I'm glad you found a way of working through it, and hopefully it works for you. Good. Joseph, you need time off. Hope everything is resolved, bro. Yes, I do. I do need time off, and which is why I'm taking it, and why, if it ever happens to you, you need to take the time out and just take a back seat for a little while. Go do something else, you know, whatever will keep you sane. All right, Hangman's got some advice here. I highly recommend in-depth deep gaming to get your player fix also. Yes, well, I was doing that last night. It was all about being creative. I think we faced a dragon, and we were in a flying ship, and I just waited till it was in range and turned it into a fish. It dropped into the sea, and that was the end of that. Of course, it turned back into a dragon, but I'd taken so much falling damage, didn't matter, decided to fly away. And I think we also did the dive bombing invisible maneuver with featherfall. So we dropped off a ship onto somebody else's ship to go and was it rescue King Hecaton or something like that last night. I made them all invisible. Somebody else cast featherfall. We wound up with 3 individuals landing on the ship. Not quite in the place we wanted to be, but we're still invisible, and hopefully King Hecaton will be getting out of there nice and easy, since we've got some sort of teleporting device which can take us back to a set location. Hopefully that works out. So yes, I tried lots of different things. I've been trying to sort of not fall back on Fireball and try and do things a little bit different and just mix things up a little bit. That's what happened for me last night. First time I've played with my home group for a long time. That will help spare new ideas and refresh your imagination. See, that's one of the things I've noticed is I just felt like the whole the story and the imagination side of playing the game has kind of got lost a little bit on me, because I'm dealing with rules all the time. And since somebody else is picking up that mantle and doing it so well, I was like, do I really need to focus so much on all the rules in the player's handbook and in the monster manual and in the Dungeon Master's guide? Is there a way that I can focus on something else? And I think also too, it's to sort of give me a chance to maybe recreate the channel. If I do bring it back in full force, which I suspect I will, and I've been told that if I get fibre here in Helensville, I can live stream in 4K video, which I can't imagine, with no drop-offs. With no drop-offs, you guys know there's lag in my my live streams, but imagine 4K after July sometime, or in July somewhere, with 4K coming from my channel. It's not bad. It sounds pretty good actually, but I need to rest. I need to find a new way of doing my channel, because I've been so focused on one particular element, and I really would like to try and offer something new to Dungeon Masters and players that fills in the gap that exists right now. And I noticed, if anybody's watched Runehammer, who was also called Drunkards and Dragons at one point, Hank used to do sort of little set piece encounters and demonstrate to people how they could run an encounter or make an adventure, or he gave you lots of adventure ideas and lots of encounter ideas. And I like the idea of maybe doing more of that, using props. Since people are sending me terrain and props, I might as well use them, right? So maybe that will happen in the months to come, some time from now. Also to players, I was like, you know, I would like to see players using tactics and trying to do things that are outside of the box, that aren't just dependent on all of their class features and all the feats they take. And I might wind up focusing more on that sort of thing when I come back in a couple of months. So that's really where I see the channel heading, because that's the whole that I see in social media, where there isn't a lot of that. And it would hopefully mean that I get more in touch with the story side of Dungeons and Dragons rather than the mechanical side of it, which I would really like to have back. I want the story side, and I don't really want the mechanical side. The mechanical side is just a means to an ends, really. Anyway, just some ideas, throwing them out there. Hangman, for when or if you decide to come back as a DM. Yeah, that might be some time from now. I have no idea. I'm not even going to say when. Unboxing, yes. Look, to be fair, I dislike unboxing videos, so I will probably, with the actual opening of the box, speed it all up into like 16 times the speed, so, or cut it out completely. So I really hate unboxing videos, but I do like the idea of showing you the stuff that Frederick and Jennifer sent me. So I think that's definitely something that you're likely to see then. If you like the idea of that, you've made a note of it, I'm remembering it, it's on video, it's recorded for all prosperity. Okay, good, thank you for that, Hangman. Joseph, focus on yourself. Every person reaches that, and hope you make awesome D&D content. Yeah, well, I feel like I need an opportunity to sort of sit down and have time to make stories, you know, or locations. I'm always been a location storyteller. I tried doing event storytelling. Event storytelling is like a chain or a branch, and sometimes they have multiple branches, but I really like the location adventure, where you can just go where you like within that location, and there's a few motives for the creatures or the monsters or whatever that lives there, and how the players interact, or the characters interact with them, is what makes it, that's what builds the story. You're not building the story, they're not building the story, it's the interplay between the two. And that's where I want to get back to. Okay, Hangman, last comment here. So you're totally burnt being a DM. Yeah, I did that about 3 years back. I took 11 months break. 11 months is a long time. It could be that long for me, I have no idea. I might wind up taking longer. I honestly don't know. We'll see. But I would imagine that I will come back to the channel in a couple of months. I don't know for sure. It really depends on you guys. You know, if you guys say, look, you know, we really want you back, then maybe that'll happen. All right. As it will help recharge the batteries. Yes, I need to recharge the batteries. You know, I really want to go and have time to watch some of the other YouTube channels. For all of you who are watching right now, there are so many YouTube channels out there right now that are awesome. Wally DM does great puzzle videos. You've got AJ Pickett, who lives in the same country as I, and he does great monster lore videos. Really, really impressive stuff. You've got Blanco, who's always doing something on miniatures, whether it's painting, converting. Awesome. Nerdarchy covers everything, and prolific content. Prolific. You've got WebDM, high production. They do a really good job too. You've got the Dungeon Dudes, who are doing a fantastic job with creating rules. I would like to be able to watch all this stuff. I would like to watch Critical Role. I would actually like to have a chance to watch that. I don't have time. I don't have time. There isn't any time. If you run your own YouTube channel, you do not have time to watch other people's content. Not enough of it to be satisfying. Anyway, well, that's what I find. There are so many smaller channels that are popping up that look awesome. And I would love to be able to spend time looking at their content, just to sort of give myself a break, and also an opportunity to see what's out there and maybe help me get through this. Okay, Roll. How's it going, Roll? Nice to have you. Hi there, I found you were live now, and I peeked. I live in Europe, so it's quite late here and need to hit the bed. I totally understand, Roll. The video will go up live, well, not live, be published by YouTube in a couple of hours anyway. Anyway, just watched to let you know that I am going to run my first 5E campaign ever. Awesome, that's really good news. And I have recently subscribed to your channel, as I love the passion you show when you talk about D&D. I've got to find that passion again, but I'm glad you like that. There's plenty of content, Rule. Hopefully I got your name right. If I've botched it up, I apologise. If you find stuff within the content that I've made that you find useful, great. And I don't know what campaign you're running, but if you're running the Lost Mine of Phandelver, I have a DM guide for that. It's not too bad. Well, actually, to be fair, it's probably the only DM guide that's in video content anywhere, which is not great, but at least there's something, right? Rule, I just wanted to say that I understand burnout in general. Now, I have been there, so a lot of positive vibes, and do not succumb to self-inflicted pressure. Yes. Well, I was trying to do that, and I realised it was a mistake, and I hate to say it, I'm 46 years old, going on 47, and it was my mum who told me you need to take a break. Isn't it funny about how parents, even when you think you're an adult, tell you the stuff that you know you need to do, and you don't do it, and then you regret it, and then you wind up doing it anyway. Who knew? Okay, alright. Okay, look, it's been great talking to you guys. As I said, this is the last live stream I will do for a very long time, at least a couple of months. I just need space, and if you guys let me know what videos you want me to edit together that I've already made, I'm quite happy to do that. It just won't be at the pace that I've been doing things. It's going to be at a much slower pace, like a normal, standard, small YouTube channel where only one person does everything and I don't have an army of people who help me. So have a good day, have a good night, go to sleep if you are up late, and I know there's more than a few who are, and yeah, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Where are we? I'm kind of a little sad now.